PlayStation.
How are you doing?
Jimmy in Texas, how are you?
Jimmy?
Hey, what's up, Eric and Jimmy?
Hello. What would you like to talk about?
Well, I heard you guys say earlier that you consider theism and atheism a true dichotomy, and I noticed that every time you call into one of the shows in the ACA, one of the first things the screener asks you is, "Are you an atheist or a theist?"
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to bring up this system of thought or religious philosophy inside Paul Tillich's writings. It's also been associated with the indologist Heinrich Zimmer, where they speak of this position of transtheism. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that.
I have not until I read the description of your call from the call screen.
So if you can button it and deliver it quickly, we'll get the chance to react to it, but we won't be able to engage with it too in depth. Go for it.
No, that's fine. No, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up because it seems like it's almost, you guys seem ignorant, and especially the screener's asking this question, are you atheist or theist?
You calling me ignorant?
I was going to say...
Damn it, Jamie.
Transtheism it's neither theistic nor atheistic, but it's beyond both of these terms. And, Paul Tillich used this term because he felt that a lot of the modern theistic rhetoric is kind of couched in this ordinary way of the Father being depicted as the supernatural entity, the bearded, sky daddy, what have you, that sometimes atheists, use as a parody. And so to disassociate his understanding of God in which he called the ground of being, he wanted to get rid of all that detritus and connotations and try to use a term that was outside of what's ordinarily conceived in these, two views, whether it be atheists trying to understand God or theists, modern theists trying to explain God as the supernatural entity. But yeah, that's really all I had. I mean, if you want to take another call, I'm fine with that.
So I have just a quick question about transtheism.
Sure.
Does it describe believing that a God exists, in part?
Yes, I mean, it's of course, Paul Tillich had a much more sophisticated understanding of God, very akin to Spinoza. He wasn't talking about the God as a good majority of people conceive of as that the supernatural entity.
Oh.
He was agreeing with Einstein. He thought that was the childish analogy of religion.
So Jimmy...
It's the other way around. Einstein agreed with Spinoza.
Well, and also...
That's not important.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, but
Einstein did agree.
Here's the thing, is you're making these judgments on how other people view their version of God, right?
Yes.
What I advocate that we should do is talk to people who present their own. And so
I agree.
Even though I don't agree with them necessarily, when they call, when they say, here's where I'm at, that's where we start. And so it's not necessarily touching on everything that you're stating. I just want to make that as a very clear point, if I make any kind of point during this call, and that is that if you try and reduce it down to, well, this is what I think that God is, what we're doing right now is meeting you where you're at and doing that exact same thing. But we're not necessarily kicking other people out and saying we're not going to engage there, right?
I know. I definitely agree with that.
Okay.
I do a lot of debating myself. I'm on forums, live streams, and so forth, and I totally respect other people's understanding, and I try to, discern that as much as I can. And but in my encounters, I would say that a lot of people I encounter, atheists and theists, do have this conception of God akin to the so-called sky daddy that is made fun of often. That's even parodied by the spaghetti monster in front of your desk.
Yeah. Well, so as a quick side note, have you considered doing those debates on the ACA Discord channel or the Talk Heathen Reddit?
I got banned for no reason, and I've been trying to get back in, but the mods won't let me in.
When did you get banned?
Well,
I have no idea. I asked Mike, why was I banned?
How long ago?
It was back in the summer, sometime during maybe July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a couple months.
Shoot me an email, mail@talkheathen.com,
Yeah.
and I'll see what happened. If you were banned for good reason, then sorry you can't come back. But
I was going to say, but
if whatever.
well,
anyway.
they'll yeah.
Yeah, but we have.
This is not the official channel for mod appeals.
No, and I'm actually not in charge of mods. But I can just bring things
I've
up to
never
those
been
mods.
to Discord. That's why I couldn't understand why I was banned. I've never even been there. You know, so like
What?
I didn't understand why. I had never even been in
Okay.
Discord.
Yeah,
Well-
no. Discord detected that you were a transhuman or a trans theist, and was just like, you know what? Nah.
Maybe.
Joking.
People named
So-
Jimmy are not allowed.
So here, as a quick, well, I guess I think we can give a couple more minutes to this because we only have two other in the chat.
Yeah.
So real quick, because you know what's good TV is me mumbling across the table at Eric, and everyone loves that, and that's why Hope donated a butt ton of money because my grumbly voice is great.
Ándale pues, let's go.
Yeah, sí, senor. All right. So your description of trans theist, I would probably say, is a subset of theism because it describes the existence of a belief in God. There is something interesting to be examined as far as Spinoza talking about God, because basically he said, God is the stuff that happens, which sounds a lot like pantheism, but I think in general people that ascribe to pantheism also think that there's some agency behind it, and I believe that Spinoza didn't. So,
Have you ever read Spinoza, Jamie?
not original works, but summaries.
Because that's not what he was saying at all.
Okay,
I
well
think that's
then,
a conception that-
well then, allow me to say this. I'm gonna operate on the assumption that you've read Spinoza and that what I said doesn't accurately describe what he said at all. I was wrong,
all right.
Ta-da. Anyway,
and that's how you do that.
yeah, better than I did. It took me an entire episode and a half to say that I was wrong on the whole evolution thing. But
You probably did it less condescendingly than I did just now.
I don't know. Actually, I was pretty condescending.
I say you want to have a condescending competition, do ya, punk? Huh? Well, no, it's,
Jimmy, thank you for calling in, man. And
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for taking my call.
absolutely, take care.